Good evening, friends. Happy Sunday. How are we all this evening? How is everybody doing? Hello, Flowing. Hello, Cartomancy. Flowing, you're tired? You might fall asleep. I'm tired too, my friend. I had a show today with Gina, as you guys know. You were there, and kind of tuckered me out a little bit. Kind of tuckered me out a wee bit. Just windy there, Cartomancy. The freeze comes on Wednesday. Yeah, we just finished having the deep freeze, so today it's really it's pretty mild in comparison. So as Mark said in the comment section, I do apologize. I'm not sure what's going on with our internet here, but it seems to be bouncing all over the place. So we tried to do what we could. We phoned our internet provider, and they tell us that there's a problem in the area. So I do apologize for that. Just try to, bear with me while we get this sorted out. Oh, thanks, Cartomancy. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, it was an interesting show. I got emotional, and I knew that I would, but it was lovely, and I thank Jean very much for having me on. That was cool. It was a treat to read for Scott, pull a card for Scott. That was kind of cool. As well as everybody else, of course. Hi, Suzanne. How you doing, love? Happy Sunday to you, my friend. Hi, Janet P. How are you doing? Hi, Sempress. How you doing, hon? Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Alrighty. So just a few things housekeeping-wise, my friends. So I'm going to be making some changes to the channel. And when I say changes to the channel, I mean time zones, or not time zones, but time frames. Not necessarily because I want to, but because there are too many shows happening all at the same time. And, I'm sure that you all can appreciate, like you move your dinner schedule around or whatever the case may be, and you show up and there's like nobody here. So our wellness chats on Wednesday, instead of being at 6 p.m. Eastern, are going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern now. So I hope that, that's okay with you guys and that you stick with me. I would greatly appreciate that. It was either 7 p.m. or move it to 9 p.m. and it didn't sit right with me. So we're going to do that. And I think I'm going to try to pop on during the daytime a couple of times a week. I'm not going to like pre-schedule that, like maybe like the night before kind of thing, but I'm not going to like set a schedule, if that makes sense, to do some oracles and chats and so forth. And I have pre-recorded. I worked on it over the last day and a half, the tarot scopes for the coming week. So I hope that you all enjoy those. I hope that they resonate with you, and please make sure that you thumbs up and comment and let me know if you like them or not. And we will do the pick-a-piles on Wednesdays, so like a midweek pick-a-pile. That's what the plan is. So I hope that that's okay. And what's coming up? Tuesday, February the 1st, Tuesday, I will be on Nancy Jean's Garden at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope that you can all check that out. Join me over there. That'll be fun to work with Nancy Jean. And of course, big, huge shout out to Sun Psychic Jean for having me on her channel today. She's going to come here to Dozen Cats Wellness Chats. But that's not till the end of February. February 27th, but we're gonna have to switch the time to accommodate because she's got readings and so forth. So, but we won't tell you that. Allie's going to be here this Friday for our Thank Spirit It's Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I'm looking forward to that. And as I said, this whole month for Achieving Wellness. So remember, 7 p.m. now, not 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Because the Debbie Freebird Spirit has a show coming on that will overlap us as well as Scott and Andrew's show. So 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a theme for the whole entire month of February. And I'm going to issue a challenge to everyone in the chat. And so I hope that you follow on. Well, for anyone who wants to partake. So I hope that you'll all join in the fun for that. Hello, my friend Ange. How are you doing? Happy Sunday to you, my friend. Oh, thanks, Flowing. Maybe Flowing can share that with you. Flowing, can you give her Ange the link for Sun Psychic Jean's channel there? That would be very kind. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Nancy Jean's Garden, 2 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Achieving Wellness will now be at 7 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. And on Friday at 3 p.m. For Think Spirit It's Friday, Allie from Heart and Soul Connected will be here. So I hope that you join us for that. Hi, Mimi. How you doing? Welcome, my friend. All right, my friend. So really, really neat show today with Sun Psychic Jean, and I got to pull a card for Scott, so that was interesting. I appreciated that. As I said, so let us start tossing some cards. How is everybody doing? How was your weekend? How are you feeling? Does anybody want to talk about anything? Anything going on? While I shuffle up some cards here. Hi, Faye. How you doing, love? Mimi, you want a love reading? Sure. And I can send it to you after. I can text it to you. Yeah, sure. You can write your question in there, Mimi. I'll throw some cards on it for you. Why not? Well, why not, my friend? All right, so from my own Oracle deck, we've got 3 cards out. We've got the month of October, which is the gemstone of Opal. Opal speaks to peace, speaks to hope, speaks to inspiration. Lovely. From the emotions section of the cards, we have powerful, which speaks to, more of the same. Faithful, proud, appreciated, respected, confident, successful, aware. And from the healing section of the cards, we have manifest, which is going after what you want, setting goals, wish fulfillment, possibilities, intentions. Fantastic way to start. Fantastic way to start. All right. Mimi, let me get my cards out. Oh, thanks, Ange. All right. Did Mimi put her question in there yet? Oh, there. Does my close friend Chris He's a Virgo ever have feelings for me because I'm having conflicting feelings? Same, I'm a Sagittarius. Okay. So you're a Sagittarius, which means that you're a fire sign, and he's a Virgo, which means he's an earth sign. So you should be able to work that out. Now, I will tell you that from what I do know about Virgos, they're very analytical thinking people. They need to plan and, sort of be very strategic about their planning. If you're a Sagittarius, you are probably similar to that. Sagittarius are very much people that fix things. They want to fix things and make everyone happy. So as far as your signs go, I would think that it's kind of like I knew that, right, Ange? As far as your signs go, you should get along that way. All right. All right. Let me just grab the name again here for Chris. Okay. How does Chris feel about Mimi? How does Chris feel about Mimi? For her highest good. How does Chris feel about Mimi? I love your avatar, by the way, Mimi. How does Chris feel about Mimi? All right, we've got 3 cards out. We'll pull just a couple more here. And there, we have our 2 cards. All right. You're having a piece of cake on your birthday next month? I love it. All right, my friend. So, the first card that you have out is the Hermit Card. The Hermit Card speaks to, going within, sort of taking a step back from the chaos of life. This could be you doing, some inner thinking about, how does he feel about me? Does he like me? Does he not like me? If that makes sense. The Seven of Pentacles is next up. The Seven of Pentacles speaks to sort of, like waiting for your harvest to come in. You can see in the image here, he's planted this seed. The roots are spreading, and he's sort of watching over the plant, waiting for it to grow. Right. The next card that we have out is the Eight of Swords. And a lot of people take this as a negative card. It doesn't have to necessarily be a negative card. You can see in the picture here, she is seen one way, but her reflection in the mirror, she sees back as someone being blindfolded and tied up. So in other words, her perception of herself is not at all what the world sees, right? So this could be someone that is doing some inner work, again, having a little bit of, like, not mental conflict, but being, a little bit confused as to a choice or a decision that they need to make. It can also speak to someone that needs to do, like to get rid of some past hurts or past traumas, something of that nature. The next card that you have out is the Three of Pentacles, which is community and coming together, working well together, being inspired, creativity also, right? And the next card that I have out is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is considered like a leader, a person that is like in control, very intelligent person. It is possible that this could be your Chris in this scenario. Now I don't see any love cards here per se, but because of the Seven of Pentacles, as well as the 3 of Pentacles, I see that as being, you know, if nothing else, friendship, right? If nothing else, friendship. I'm not getting a clear message here as to whether he, you know, has like deeper feelings for you. But I will tell you this. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups, right? Cups are all about emotions and feelings, right? Pages are messengers, messages coming in, messages being received. And you can see there's sort of like little bolts coming out of his heart, it almost appears to be, right? And beneath that is the Queen of Cups. And again, this is, you know, this is emotions. This is you know, think of it this way, like your cup is overfilling, you know, in the love department. So I believe that this is you. This is how you feel, right? You feel something. And I don't know if he feels that way about you, but I definitely see that he considers you a very good friend. I know that didn't answer your question, but here's what I would say to you. This particular card right here, the 8 of Swords, right? Using the explanation that I said previously about, you know, this is how she is, but this is how she sees herself. I would suggest that you know, try to take a look inside your mind as to understand, do you really have those kinds of feelings, or do you just want those kinds of feelings? You know, sort of explore that a little bit to help yourself be a little more clear. And if you do have strong feelings, you know, I would encourage you to possibly write him a note. You know, maybe tell him how you feel. That would be a suggestion. I know that probably wasn't the answer that you were looking for, but I hope that helped a little bit. I know, right? All the cake talk. Well, there's Quincy. Hi, Quince. What are you doing, bud? Quincy's here, everybody. He wants to say hello. All right, so we've pulled the color card. I can't speak. From the secret language of color, we have Pearl. It's a beautiful image on that card. Connect to the divine. I believe that that's still for you, Mimi. So here's what I'm going to say, right? Like, write a note, write a letter. If nothing else, it helps to get the feelings out of your head and onto paper so that it allows your brain to clear so that you're able to think more clearly. And of course, you know, you decide whether or not you want to share those feelings with your friend. But, you know, if nothing else, allowing yourself the time to think about it will help to sort out how you actually feel and make it so that you can still, you know, go about your business, if that helps. Let me pull a guardian angel card for you. Sometimes these cards have awesome, you know, sort of little messages and insight. So let me pull this for you. You're very welcome, my friend. If anybody else ever wants a reading like that, just let me know. I'm totally open for business to do that. Whoops. Otherwise, I'll just keep pulling cards as I normally do. All right. Let me pull this one card here for you, Mimi, and let's see what it has to tell you. Perhaps it'll give you some assistance in that area. It is a prayer. And the prayer says, "Dear guardian angel, to you I pray. When I am fearful, help me remember that only love is real. When I'm lost, help me to find my way. When I'm confused, help me to regain clarity. When I feel lonely, help me feel your loving presence. When I perceive chaos, help me to see order. Thank you. So in my eyes, Mimi, that's just confirming that you need to get these thoughts out of your head, write them down on a piece of paper, and then take a moment to decide whether or not you want to, send it or give it or whatever the case may be. I hope that helps, my dear. Best of luck to you. Many blessings. All right, friends, let's pull a Power to Surrender card. That's what I'm feeling right now. So Anne's just going to come back. Tiny Trinkets and Tarot, and we are going to continue our discussion on trust. And that is going to be on, so not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. I believe that's the 9th. And so we look forward to that. We're going to be talking about trust. And I believe it's like relationships, does it not? Honestly, you guys, I have so much going on in my head, I can't even think straight. All right. I continue to get this card. Surrender to success. Lovely image on that card. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. I love that. Aw, thank you, Suzanne. Appreciate you, my friend. Semper says, I'm paying attention, but hockey game is on, and Spawn is being a moody little Gemini since I won't let him on the laptop. Laugh out loud. That's funny. Yes, how are all your fur babies, Empress? Because you said that you had to take them all to the vet or something. I hope that everybody's okay. Not Sempress, sorry. Suzanne, what's your temperature like there in Medicine Hat? It is -9 degrees Celsius here right now, and it's supposed to be going down to like -16 or -17, something like that. But like Wednesday, we're going to be in the plus digits. This weather is crazy. Oh, Faye, fantastic, my friend. I'm so glad. Wonderful news. Great, 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 great. That is wonderful, my friend. I'm happy for you. All right, my friends, we have Embrace Your Imperfections. Love the image on this card with all the butterflies flying around the teacup. Just beautiful. Release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. Simply aim to be the best person possible. Is that not what we strive to do every day here, my friends? Yeah, it's snowing here too. Oh, you're in the plus digits 4? Nice. It's like spring. Semper says, watching Columbus and Montreal, weird game. Yeah, right? I mean, the weather's just... Listen, we shouldn't be complaining. Some people... Where was I today? And someone said that they got like 16 inches of snow or something. So, we shouldn't be complaining, but it's just... It's the up and down part I can't handle. Right? If it's consistent, it's a lot easier to deal with. My friends, we have the friendship card from the Soul's Journey Oracle. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, which is how I feel about all of you. You're all here in my life for a reason. each and every one of you. Oh, nice, Empress. Well, I plan on going for a walk tomorrow. You know, like I said, it's supposed to be like getting even more milder by, I think, Tuesday. Or Wednesday, I should say. So I got lots here, Empress. I'll record some if you want to see some snow. Yes, it is a beautiful card. Is it not, flowing? All right, let us pull from the Moonology Oracle deck. See what we can get. Whoop, and that one kind of came flying out. We got two. I don't know. I seem to be going in twos today. I keep getting twos, like two cards. We have New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. And we have Full Moon in Eclipse, or Full Moon Eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. A beautiful image on that card. Conclusions are within reach. Hi, Juno. How you doing, love? I did see your email, Juno, and I'm working on it. Did everybody see my new chair? Everybody see my new chair? Look, it swivels and it matches my room. What do you think about my new chair? Hey, Trina, how you doing, love? Hi, Anna, how you doing, hun? Yeah, I'm so far I'm liking the chair. It is really comfy, you know. Absolutely. All right, my friends, let us pull a color card. So I don't know where the heck my new desk is, but that should be coming anytime now. Thanks, Juno. Faces, we also bombing 33 today, and a couple of days from now we will be closer to 0. I'm a little tired of the snow and the cold. Yeah. You're never late to be here. You always show up exactly when you're supposed to. Isn't that what they say, my friends? Lovely card. Lovely card. We have a rainbow. Connect to spirit in nature. Rainbow. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Hi, Vivian. How you doing, love? Bear with me here. Trina, what are you doing right now? If you're still here. No pressure, but do you wanna join me, Trina? I don't want you to feel pressured in any way. I just wonder if you might want to pop on and join. I can send you the link if you would like. I was gonna say 8:30. It's 8:29, but you mean your time. I gotcha. Okay. All right, my friends, bear with me here. We have Amethyst. I love the picture on this card with the different forms of amethyst. It's just gorgeous. I pay attention to my intuition and dreams. I easily interpret their messages. Fantastic. All right. Bear with me, folks, for a moment while I send somebody a message here. Okay. It always helps if you copy the link before you send someone an invite. Just saying, folks. Just saying. All right, my friend, bear with me. It will be on its way to you shortly. As soon as I figure out how to operate a computer, everything will be fine. Just fine. Ha ha ha. All right, my friend, it has been sent. Okay. So that's exciting. We're going to have Trina join us. Trina from Unique Inspirations. All right, let's continue throwing some cards. Your dog is being a butthead, won't stop whining about being in timeout. Uh-oh. How come your dog's in timeout? What happened? Death by chocolate. That's funny. I love this card. Anemone or anemone. Optimism. Look up and look brightly. Uh-oh. Keeps jumping the fence. Well, that's a reason to have a little talking to him. We don't want nothing to happen to the puppy. Fur babies have their moments too. Suzanne, you have no idea. I'm telling you, these cats of ours are absolutely nut jobs. They're absolute nut jobs. They are beautiful flowers, are they not, Flonnie? They're complete nut jobs, these cats. Well, not Austin. Mostly Charlotte and Quincy. But they're just so darn lovable that you kind of, you know, overlook it. From the Little Mini Moon Magic deck, we have, I invite peace within myself. I ripple this outwards. And for those of you that were in the chat today at Sun Psychic Gene, when I said, you know, how much this community impresses me with its... Oh, I did, love. Let me make sure that it went through. Oh, perhaps I didn't send it to the right thing. Hold on here. Let me see. I've got uniqueinspirations2021@gmail.com. Is that correct, Trina? Let me see if I can. I probably gave the wrong email address, or probably typed it in wrong. Because I'm a doofus. All right. All right, I need to copy the link one more. Oh, it should be on my thing still. All right, I've sent it again. Hopefully it doesn't go to, hopefully someone else doesn't join us other than Trina. Oh, my friends, I cracked myself up. All right. So today during the show, Sun Psychic Jean, when I said that I love this, the chatters, and I love everybody for all of the support that you have given me, and I said, and I've said this before, that, the wonderful thing about being in a chat and the way that you lift each other up and participate and share and, send blessings and love and hope and, friendship, just saying hi to someone changes someone's day. This is exactly, this message is for each and every one of you, right? I invite peace within myself and I ripple this outwards. That's exactly what you do in this chat. So please don't ever stop doing that. As I said, and as I've said many times, the difference that you can make in someone's day just by extending your greeting is profound. So please don't ever stop doing that. Yeah, I just a dingbat. Clearly I'm a dingbat because it's still not going through. All right, let me see if I can get this. Hold on a second. I don't know if I can do it this way. Nope, not going to let me do it that way. Honestly, if I start it. All right, my friends, bear with me here. Okay. Like, you would think that this would be way easier for me to do. I'm not this unintelligent. Seriously, how embarrassing is that? Inbox. Compose. I know what I'm going to do. Go back to the StreamYard. Go back to the live. Hi, Spiritual Rain. How you doing, love? I'm just experiencing a bit of technical difficulty. Yes, Anna Banana, thank you for the reminder. No negative self-talk, Kelly. All right. Here we go, my friends. Just bear with me for unos momentos. N-I-Q-U-E-I-N-S-P-I-R-A-T-I-O-N-S. Okay. Good grief. Yep. I promise I went to school, friends. I promise I went to school. Okay. Now we go back over here. Now we got to copy the invite again. Would have been easier just to call you, jeepers. Oh my goodness. Okay, friends, I apologize. All good. So I have sent it to you, my friend. I hope that you receive it this time. If not, I'll have to send a carrier pigeon to you. I'll just put it in the chat. I know, right, Mark? Okay. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, Spiritual Ring. How are you doing, my love? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that very much. Andrew's here a moment ago. I know, Anna. I literally just thought of that now. Oh, Faye, you're so understanding. Thank you so much. I just, honestly, some days. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it is just not. Okay, so Trina, here I'm gonna stick it in the chat. That's the link right there. So you copy that and come on over, because it's not picking that up for me. Like, it's not, I don't know why it's not mailing it out. But yes, spirit testing my resolve. Excellent, Suzanne. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, my internet is bouncing all over the darn place. Hello, friends. Yeah.
Hello, Kelly. How are you?
Yeah, my internet is good. How are you, honey? All over the darn place.
It's okay. It happens. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good. Well, it's Sunday. We're here today. We cannot complain about that.
That's it. How's the weather where you're at?
It's iffy. You know, we got bipolar weather here. I'm in Texas, but right now it was like we're supposed to be getting some freezing, but it's cool, but it's not like ice cold. It's probably like maybe in the 60s. So not bad.
Okay.
How things looking on your end?
It's absolutely freezing. Yesterday was minus 27 with the feels like temperature. So converted to Fahrenheit, that's like minus 20. So 20 below zero. It just like stupid weather. It's like teeth chattering cold, right? The heat's and you can't breathe, right? Because it's so stuffy. I was sitting here last night. I had the patio door open and I had like 8 blankets on top of me just so I could like get some fresh air.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me, Kelly. Thank you so much.
No problem. My friends, everybody in the chat, if you have not already shown our friend Trina Unique Inspiration some love, please do go check her out. I know that she has a show coming up tonight at 9:30 Eastern time. So go on over there and show our friend some love.
Yes, and everybody's welcome. You don't have to be ashamed. I've spent a lot of time with a lot of you guys. So hello, chat. Hello, everybody in there. I'm so glad to be here with everybody. It's a blessing, you know. We all, you know, do things differently and see things differently. And sometimes that's the best thing to do is be unique.
Absolutely. I had a really cool day today. So a while back, I had a reading done with Sun Psychic Jean. She's a psychic and a medium. And she's here on YouTube. She's part of the community. Oh, thank you, Vivian. Very kind of you for pushing that up. Thank you so much. Anyway, so she had done a reading with me and asked if I would be kind enough to come on her channel and answer some questions about it, because there was like a big healing exercise that occurred. And I was a little bit nervous because I was kind of out of my comfort zone and I knew I was going to get emotional, right? And anyway, so, you know, we went through that and answered some questions and talked about it a bit. And then, you know, there was a bunch of people in the chat and, you know, we were pulling cards. We were on fire. We were just like pinging off of each other. And I mean, these guys know in the chat all the time, I'm like, I'm not a reader. And they're like, yes, you are. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'm a reader, but I don't really think I am. And I mean, when the medium is like pulling the same cards as you, I mean, that was pretty awesome. And everyone's like, yes, that resonates. That somebody said in the chat, this is the best show you've ever had, Jean. And another person, Ron, said it was like, this is magic. And someone else said, you girls are on fire. And I mean, honestly, I didn't know I was going to be able to fit in this little square. I mean, I was just like I was just so filled with love, right?
Well, you know what? And that's the greatest thing. I mean, you come into this community and they are very welcoming. And like you said, excuse me, and for others that are not aware, I don't read. I am very intuitive when it comes to certain things. When the spirit allows me to have that at that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Have that intuition at that moment. Now, however, you know, I am more of like a person that loves to motivate others and keep people going and things like that. And Kelly, you know, if you don't feel like that, you are like this reader, you know, because this might be something, you know, that you might just really have passion to do, like, you know, like a hobby, a great hobby to keep you going. And, you know, being in a community where you're accepted and people can teach you things, you know, you don't have to feel like, you know, oh, well, I don't feel like I read, you know, I don't feel like I'm a reader, you know, and then no disrespect to anybody, no disrespect to anybody. But if you don't feel like you're a reader and you really believe that, because can't nobody go further than that, then maybe this is something that, like I said a couple of minutes ago, this is your favorite hobby. Can't say that you can't do it. I'm not saying that. Not saying that you can't do it and that you don't have that momentum and you don't have that, you know, that spirit to do it, because we all have something special in us, you know. But right now, it's all a learning experience for you, just like it's, you know, a learning experience for me in different ways. It might be a learning experience for you. So I just don't want, I mean, I feel like if they're willing to help you, that's great, you know, but at the same time, I feel like it's time to be like, you got to keep it real. You got to keep it real.
Absolutely.
And keeping it real for me is telling you that I think with you doing what you do because you love what you're doing, I would say thumbs up, keep going, and you have all support, you know, but I don't want you to indulge into this if you feel like I'm not a reader. I'm not a reader. And I don't know if you're telling yourself that.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm laughing. So I don't know if you know this or not. So Kelmar in the chat is my husband, right? Okay. And he's just got this whole thing going on about he's offering virtual cake for subscriptions to my channel. And he's like, my skill is I make killer cake, and it just totally made me giggle. I'm so sorry.
No.
Hey,
we gotta have fun. We gotta have fun. Everything can't always be serious. But no, Kelly, I mean, do what you feel like you want to do. But I feel like if you feel like and somehow your spirit or whatever, you know, you feel comfortable with has told you, like, Kelly, you do great when you do it, but this is not your path. You know what I mean? And you can continue to practice, you know, because it's like being a football player. You know, a football player cannot always be a football player. So guess what? That football player is going to have to actually find out where they really set. That football 100%. Player only had a season. So he probably did great through college. He probably did great through his first 3 years of pro football. But then when he got to that fourth year, it was kind of like, my body's putting a wear and tear on me. You know, it's only temporary, you know, and that's why it's like, And so I'm not saying that this is temporary for you. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is take it as it comes, because you can probably have a passion of doing something completely different than reading. I mean, look at me. I came into the community. They accepted me. And I have met, oh my God, so many great people, so many supporters. You know what I mean? And I felt like I could be myself. You know what I mean? I didn't have to go and get a deck of cards, because there were some people that asked me, hey, do you read? Or, you know, you should get a deck and, you know, and try it, you know, because you might, and that's no disrespect to them, but that's not me. So, it's not me. So I wanted to take it.
This is the interesting part about it, right? It's so yes, you are partially correct in saying that it's very new to me. So it's almost like I don't believe it, right? But the secondary part to that is that I have always been this way, and this comes from, you know, way back in the past that we definitely don't have enough time to get into today, but just issues with me believing in myself, and that my bar is set, like, you know, way so high that I can't actually get over it. So it's easier for me to say, oh no, I'm not really a reader, rather than like own it. You know what I mean? Oh, you're muted, hon. You muted.
Sorry about that, but Kelly,
okay.
And if that's the case, own it. I want you to own it. And you know why, Kelly? And I'm only telling you this because I love people. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you something to make you feel no type of way. That's not my intentions. My intentions is if you know that, if you know, hey, you know what? I'm just fooling myself, but I know that it's real, then own it. Take what you have been gifted with and you work it the way that you can. And your supporters will continue to help you. But you have 100%. To get out of the mindset that it's not. This is for you. So allow.
That's what this whole channel is about, right? It's my, it's like my virtual journal entry, really, is what this channel is, right? Where I am on a journey of healing. To achieve overall wellness through spirituality. That's exactly what my page says. That's exactly what I'm doing. And everybody that's here with me is assisting me in, probably way more than I'm ever going to assist them. But in many, many ways, we are all assisting each other. And it's been a fun ride so far, right? I pulled cards. Do you know who Scott Allen is? You're muted again.
The name sounds familiar, but no. You want to tell me? Because I'm always interested in learning.
Yeah, so Scott Allen is another reader here in the community. He has a huge following. He's just a very kind, down to earth, wonderful, wonderful person. And when I was like way before I started my channel, I was in a chat with him, or like in a show that he was in. I was in the chat, and I asked a question about how do you forgive, and he took the time to tell me, whatever he needed to tell me. And today I got to be on the station where the reading was done. And Scott was in the chat. And so I got to say thank you, to him. It was almost like I was person to person, even though he was in the chat, but I got to say thank you and express my gratitude. And then he asked for me to pull a card for him, which was really crazy. It was like I was meeting the queen, you know what I mean? Or the king. I was like so impressed. It was like I was a famous person, but I just hold him in such high esteem. Because he is just that lovely and that caring. And it was a great moment. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. It was just awesome. I loved it. It was a great day. That's what this community does for each other. It's beautiful. Oh, you're muted again, hun.
I'm trying not to be muted. I'm really trying not to be.
No, but I know.
I have, like I told you, I have so much sometimes going on in my house. And I really wasn't prepared to go live right now. So it's just like the carnival has come alive. The carnival has come alive. So I'm trying to keep all the background noise so people could hear you,
It's all good,
and so that I can hear you too,
Hi, Jay.
But yes. So
it was just lovely.
Yeah, that was great that you had that experience. Not everybody get to experience certain things. And so with that touching you as it did, that lets you know, like you said, the people in this community are awesome. Now we all got some perks, but they're awesome, and definitely. I enjoy every person that I've gotten to meet. And I might not get to see eye to eye with everybody because we ain't supposed to.
No, of course not. Good night, Flowing.
Good night, Flowing. But yeah, we're not supposed to have to get along with everybody, but we're supposed to respect one another. So if you always bring respect to the table, people are always going to look at you with kind eyes.
Hopefully, yes. I meant hopefully I bring respect. That's what I meant.
Not hopefully with I think what you bringing is something unique within the community of yourself, because it's like you're this brand new reader. And this is something that you've been telling yourself that you cannot do. And you have all these people that are rushing to you saying you can do this and giving you that confidence and lifting you up, and if they believe in you, they're going to stick with you. You know what I mean? And they're going to be honest with you, and they're going to guide you and teach you the things that you need to know, So But what you have to do, Kelly, please, and start working on it, girl. I will send you something every day, words of encouragement or inspiration to your email if I have to. You can.
Oh, I
You
know I
can.
can.
And you will. And guess what? The best part of today is you are.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
You are.
Thank you, Sempress. You know what's really interesting? What I thought you were gonna say is like you need to believe in yourself. That's what I thought you were gonna say. And I was gonna take my sign down. I have a sign right here on my wall that my sister gave me that has the word "believe" on it, with gorgeous blue butterflies, which is something that always reminds us of our mother. So it's right here, right on my right hand shoulder, right here.
You know what, Kelly? I could say it without saying it. And what I was saying was telling you that. Believe in yourself. Don't give somebody else the opportunity to think, because I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna tell you straight honestly, and no disrespect at all. At first I was like, is she a reader? What does she do? Like, I was confused, because
There's a lot of people
was just
that,
like, I don't read. But I was
everybody in the chat knows that I struggle with where do I fit in, because I'm
nothing wrong with that,
your
honey.
name is unique, but I am unique in what I'm doing here, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what, Kelly? That's what I love about you. You are very different, and you are finding your way. And I give you a lot. I give you a lot of respect for that. I give you a lot of respect because you are standing in your shoes. You don't have nobody else filling your shoes in. You are filling your shoes in. And I respect you for that, and I just want everybody else to respect you for that, and not look at it as like a burden, or look at it as like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Because like I said, I was confused because I was like, does she read? Is she a wellness coach? Like, I was confused because I'm learning too. I'm not embarrassed to say I'm learning too. And hell, at least you can get 2 screens up. I don't even know how to get 2 screens up. So, I mean, you're doing it and you're being you. And I just want you to believe in you.
Okay? You know what? Here's the thing, Trina. I have always, it's a very interesting dynamic that I have with my personality, right? So I am a Leo. Leos are supposed to be tough, and they're supposed to be strong, and they're supposed to be powerful. But you think of any pussycat that you know, right? They may look mean on the outside, when they're chasing a mouse or a bird. But you give them a cuddle or a scratch behind the ear, and they're pretty much putty in your hands. Well, I'm no different than that. I have a really, I have like an overly confident exterior, but the interior is like a giant marshmallow. And with my anxiety panic disorder, I have allowed myself, full disclosure, to take on so many fears and phobias that I have talked myself right out of believing in myself. That is what this whole journey is about, is to bring all that back into me again and sort of stand in my truth, stand in my power. So that's what this is all about. So when I say that I believe in myself, excuse me, I have always believed in my abilities. I know what I can do and what I can't do in terms of like work, or how much I can help somebody or whatever the case may be. But I don't believe in my my capabilities in terms of like, do I have enough motivation to carry it through? Because that anxiety voice is in the back of my head telling myself, that doubt is there. Well, what if you wake up one day and you don't feel good? Are you gonna be able to do? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm always like constantly navigating that, but it gets way easier each day that I go forward. It gets a little bit easier, which is fantastic, right?
That's actually, and you know what, we have to, because you're doing what you're supposed to, one day at a time. We can't worry about what tomorrow brings. We can't worry about what happened yesterday. We have to live for today and live in the moment. And so that's why when I hear you, when you come on to different channels and you're, interacting with everybody, I hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? I hear what you're saying. And I think what, like, what was her name? I think it was seamstress. If I'm wrong, please correct me. One of them, it was seamstress, I believe, or Anna Banana, that says, but you can bring plenty of love and respect and belief to the community. You know what I mean? We can bring it all we want, but we have to believe it within ourselves. You know what I mean? We have to believe it. We got to be able to bring them something too. You know what I mean? So it's we don't. I don't want to be the one that I don't want to say. I want to be able to say I'm the receiver, but I'm also the messenger. You know what I mean? Because I want to give a message, but I also want to receive something. I want to hear the other message that's coming from the other side. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, or I can say things to me appear, I can, at times, and I feel like you try and you're constantly beating yourself. And I don't care, you 100%. Come up and you smile. Huh?
Yep. No, 100%. Absolutely.
And I don't want you to beat yourself up, because
I don't want to beat myself up either.
It's easier said than done, Kelly. It's easier said than done, because you know what? True. I can sit here and tell you not to beat yourself up, but there's days that I beat myself up, but I just want to be able to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think
what happened to me this past summer, Trina, which was amazing. And I talked about this on Sun Psychic Jean's channel today. So the interesting part about, and like I say about the having anxiety bit, because I'm not trying to make excuses for myself, nor am I trying to make excuses for other people, but I do want people to understand that there is a definite difference in the mindset. My mindset 10 years ago versus my mindset today is very different, because I allowed myself to believe all of that negative nonsense that was going on in my head 24/7. Like I allowed myself to believe it. And so the experience that I was going to talk about was, just really quickly, this past summer, I just went out on my front porch for no particular reason. I wasn't having a bad day or a good day. I just went outside to, because I could. I sat on my front porch. It was nighttime. It's my favorite time of the day, or the night, whatever you want to call it. And I sat there and I looked up at the beautiful trees, and I live in cottage country, or what we call, so like big trees and stars all around, right? And I looked up and I was like, it's really nice. And it was really calm and peaceful. And all of a sudden I just started to cry. And that's not who I am. That's not what I do. Like, I'm not really a crier. And the tears, like, I wasn't sobbing, but the tears were coming down my face. And I just, like, that went, oh my God, I did this. And it just hit me, honestly, like a lightning bolt. And it makes me tear up every time I think about it, because I have waited for 10 years for that moment to occur, when the clarity would come back to me and I would start to see things for what they really were, instead of this safety bubble that I have created for myself, which is nothing but a destruction bubble, really. But I thought it was my safety bubble. So that moment occurred. I mean, what a beautiful moment it was. And I didn't get up and make a pact with myself, or storm in the door and say, okay, that's it, I'm changing everything. But I did walk in and say, I now understand, and I need to start to change. But I can't leap over tall buildings just quite yet, folks. Right? So this is why the channel has started. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through and feel alone, and not have tips and tools and resources and information at their fingertips, right? I don't want anyone to not feel like they have someone to talk to if they feel like they need to talk to someone, whether it be about their troubles or not. I mean, talk to me about the weather, right? Just to have someone to listen. Because that was my biggest battle, was I was alone. I could not get the help that I needed. And so that's the whole reason why I started the channel. And also, because I'm searching for my purpose. I'm 56 years old, and I have locked myself in the house. I don't leave the house. I don't go anywhere. And that's not because of the pandemic. I went 2 places out in public in 2021, 2. So I don't leave my house. I don't go out in public. So this is why I started this channel, right?
And you know what? And I kind of figured that, Kelly. And I kind of figured that. And I'm glad that you did. You know, we don't, I mean, and you jumped right into it. You jumped right in. I'm sorry, that's my water thing.
Okay. Hi, Gypsy JJ.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad that, you know, it's nothing wrong with why you started. And I'm glad that you're able to put it out there why you started, because that's just honesty and that's truth, you know. And then it's okay that you're 56 years old, because you know what? I'm 41 years old and I just right now found my purpose, you know. So it's all in due time. It's not always in our time, but it's always in due time, in his time, in God's time. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So,
I know exactly what you mean. See, my struggle
when you say the anxiety mind thinks totally different, it does. I suffer from depression. I have a purpose that I have to see weekly. I mean, this is no joke. And that's why I said I want to do a show on mental health, and I would love to have you there to hear what you would have to say. You know, I think what we share. Now, I look at it like this, to say the whole world, you know, people know things about people, but I'm not going to put my life out there. I'm not going to put my whole life out there, but I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be true. But if the question came up of something that I have not discussed, I will honestly answer it, because it's only about truth. Because people want to know, has this person really faced some of the things that I have faced? And you know what, Kelly? What I can tell you is what I faced in the last year. I never in a million years thought that I would face it, but I did. You know what I mean? And I'm now getting myself, I can't say out of it, but what I am doing is I'm working on a daily basis to get where I need to be.
Well, you're learning to cope with it, and that is the first step. Learning to cope with it and exist with it is the first step.
Right.
The thing that you were saying before about, you know, being like authentic and honest, I struggled with that. It's not easy, and I mean this because, and I mean if you have depression and you understand exactly where I'm going with this next statement. When I come on here and I'm tossing these cards around, this isn't tough. This isn't hard on me. This is light. This is fun. This is good. But there are nights in this chat, and as you know, with being on Dean's show, right, where the chat can take you somewhere that is unexpected, and it can get real heavy real fast. And my pursuit of wanting to share, to assist, or to help, or to, you know, sort of embrace someone that felt the way that I once did not allow myself to even consider that was a factor that I would have to deal with. That it would get so heavy that I would actually end up like feeling anxious over it. That wasn't something that I thought about and that I considered. That's been a bit of a challenge. Right, talking about the heavy topics, because sometimes I just don't, you know, sometimes you're in a good place and you can, and sometimes you're like, I just don't want to talk about this today. But I'll tell you this, every time I show up, the same people show up, and they're here for it, and they help me through it. They lift me up. They say the kindest things. They participate. They lift each other up. You watch someone say something and share something in the chat that you know that they wouldn't otherwise normally do, and watching them, you know, remove a block or a partial block or just a particle of a block is just such an amazing, it's such an amazing thing to witness. I feel like I'm witnessing, you know, greatness or someone blossoming, and it's just, it makes it all worth it. And it's been very therapeutic for me. It really, really and truly has. So, you know, we're all a work in progress together is, I guess, what I would say. all a work in
My
progress.
house is a circus right now. Sorry about that. I'm listening to you.
It's all good. All good, my friend.
But I love the circus.
Absolutely. We love the circus too. We love the circus too. Semper says, on a banana, yeah, accountability can help a ton. Maybe we should start a group text message on Facebook group chat. Laugh out loud. I don't use Facebook app anymore, but still use Messenger. Anna says, thanks for that, Suzanne. I always feel I should be more settled in my life. I almost feel like a kid again, waiting to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. Suzanne says, you are reinventing yourself. Anna Banana, my love, I told you the other day that I am inspired by you, that you take the initiative, just like Suzanne does, to take all these classes. You're always able to offer pieces of information in terms of, what you're reading and what you're doing, and you're working on pendulums and working in mediumship classes and soul contract classes. And I just find you incredibly inspiring, because I am so used to being stuck that even if I wanted to do those things, I feel like I would have a hard time sort of navigating that trickiness of, okay, what do I want to do? Like I get all squirrely in my head. And the fact that you have figured out what you want to do, what you're interested in, what you enjoy, you've made like a program for yourself, and you continue the forward momentum. I think that's so inspiring. Like, I truly think that that's totally inspiring. And I told you that the other night, my darling.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, yes, I'm loud and I'm goofy, and, that's just my personality, and I love people. And ever since I was a little person, I've always loved being around people, especially older people. I've always had that tendency. But my mom always said because I had an old soul. But I wanted to, and I wanted to start that channel because I wanted something real out there. I wanted people to come out there and be who they are and not have to put a mask over their face.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm saying hi to Lisa.
Oh, bye-bye, Lisa.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think it's amazing that you took the initiative and started your channel. I do think it's good for you.
Thank you so much. It's not going to be perfect. I don't want my show to be perfect, because I know things in my mind. Things happen, and I'm not focused on nothing that's negative towards my channel. I'm not focused. All I'm focusing on is what God has told me to focus on. And that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm not focusing on nothing else. And I want to get the job done. And I will get the job done. I will, and like everybody's saying, like Anna Banana, everybody, it's baby steps.
Read this on the screen. Gypsy JJ says, people like me need people like you, beautiful Trina.
Oh, Gypsy JJ, thank you so much, love. Thank you. We need each other.
Tiny Trinkets and Tarot. Ange just said, Trina, I just realized you have a channel. I just subscribed. I didn't know you had one. This is so great. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, Tiny Trinkets. Thank you all, because everybody has been such a support system. And I just want people to be able to go on there, even if you're not able to make the live. I just want people to go on there and say, you know what? I'm pretty sure Trina posted something tonight. Let me just see what she had to say. And it might just help. It might just help. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, there's a lot to be said for putting yourself out there, and it's not easy, as you were saying before, to share stuff, personal stuff, whether it's you on the screen or people in the chat, right? I believe that the people that need to be here will show up and will listen, or feel the need to be drawn in when the time is right for them.
Oh, I agree with you 100%
This is
on that.
not this, you know, I'm not trying to get like 1 million subscribers or whatever. I would love more. I would love more subscribers, but I'm not, you know, I'm just whatever's going to
You know
happen
what,
is what's going
Kelly?
to
I
happen.
get you 100% on that. I get you 100% on that, because for me, it wasn't about starting my page for people to come on there and subscribe just so, you know, I can just be this person. I want to be a person of helping the world in some way, in a positive way. Money, to me, money can't replace happiness. Money can't replace who we are inside. Money can't replace our joy. Money
No,
can't
100%.
replace our true friends. Money can't replace nothing. So for me, what I wanted to do is say, you know what? Instead of building money, I want to get on here and build a community where people can
Yeah,
come and feel relaxed and be themselves and understand that there are other people out there like them. Like I said, we have all pretty much experienced something of the similar things. We may
yeah,
have all had a different outcome, or
100%.
did it a different way, or whatever it may be, but
Mm-hmm.
we are all have come through some of the same things. And if we haven't, that's when people that don't understand, that's when they should be asking questions. If they
Yeah,
haven't been through it, it's okay to ask. I'd rather for you to ask than to put it down or
yeah,
try to understand it when you don't. You see what I'm
100%.
saying?
Yeah, no, I totally gotcha. I so this at the beginning of January, I was sitting here and my sister texted me. Like, you don't really need to know like how all that communication transpired, but my sister texted me to let me know that someone was this complicated story, but like basically we'll just say that my sister texted me to let me know that my ex-husband had suddenly passed away. And I was like, okay, I'm not really sure like what to do with that information, right? And like I was shocked, I was stunned. I haven't seen this person in like 25 years, so it's not like I was like, oh my god, but it was like what? You know what I mean? Anyways, I phoned my husband and talked to him and told him, and then I said I was going live. Like I didn't. There was no thought in my mind. There was no, you know, I got to do my hair or whatever. It was like I need to be with my friends. I need to be with the people that I know are going to understand, lift me up, and support me. And they did exactly what I hoped that they would do, and that was to allow me not to freak out, to stay in control. And I didn't, and I was here, and you know they were all like helpful, and we were talking and whatever, and it is like a moment that stands out in my mind and probably will for a very long time, of a great example of, you know, what those people in the chat. And when I say those people in the chat, I consider myself a chatter, not a channeler. I consider myself a chatter, but they're in my chat and they were here, and people were sending me emails the next day, and I was like, you like honestly, there's so much power in that chat. And that's why I consider myself a chatter. Like I'm proud to wear that. That's like a badge of honor to me. There's so much power in that chat, and you know, it's a prime example of the power of the chat, what they can do and how they can help somebody. And once again, they gifted me with that power, right? So it was an amazing day, you know, an amazing moment, and you know, it inspired me to keep going. You know, I didn't freak out. I didn't allow it to like steamroll over me or cause me any kind of complications.
And I'm glad that you had that moment,
It was
because
awesome.
right. And you know what? At some point in our lives, we're gonna go through a lot of things. If we haven't, we're gonna go through a lot of things, that's gonna hold us by surprise, hold us at shock, and be like, oh my goodness, where did this come from? or how did I get here? Or, you know, because it's just part of how we have to live our lives. But when you came in and you knew that you were accepted, that's when it was like, it didn't matter anymore. These people are
Yeah.
my friends, and I'm willing to
Yeah.
be open and honest with them. So
Yeah.
that makes
Okay.
a lot of
Yeah.
sense now that you say that. It makes a lot of sense to me to understand that this is not just something that she does. It's also a therapy for you. And you know what? It's
100%.
also a therapy for me, you know, but,
Yeah.
you know, so I'm glad that you are able to say, look, guys, I might not be the best in top reader, and I might come on here with a whole bunch of things going on that I say that y'all, some of y'all probably can care less about, but this is who I am, you know, and
Oh, listen, girl, they are hanging off the edge of their seats waiting for me to talk. I know it. I'm just
you know, so you just, you know, you're doing what you can do. And I think and respect you so much for putting yourself out there and allowing yourself to be. But like I said, they're going to help carry you, but you have to carry yourself too. Love yourself enough, Kelly, because you got
I
this.
try my damnedest.
I
And you
know.
know what, my
I know.
friend,
Send me an
every day
email
it gets,
if ever
every day
in
it
doubt.
gets a little bit easier. Every day it gets a little bit easier, which is,
Well,
I mean, that is the beautiful part about the story, right? Every day it gets a bit easier.
and I don't only talk, I listen too. So anytime you or anybody in the chat or anybody that views this, you know, email me, send me a comment. You know, my ears are always open. My heart is always open. And I respect everybody. I wish nothing but the best for everybody. Kelly, keep doing what you're doing. You know, I'm going to say I am proud of you. I am going to say that. Because
Well,
today
I
I
will
think
say that I am proud of you for starting your
thank
channel.
you. And I think after coming onto this show, you know, we all need to be fixed. We all need some type of healing, you know, but we got to find people that are going to support us, you know, where we need to be, where we want to be, where we need to be, and where we're accepted. And so I give you a lot of props. And oh, girl, you just keep doing what you're doing.
When we had our chat last Wednesday on our wellness session, we spoke about acceptance and belonging, and something that I didn't, I mean, I'm sure I knew this somewhere in this, you know, steel trap of a brain that I have. I'm sure that I knew it. But somehow when I read it, I was like, wow, like it was like I was hearing it for the first time. That you cannot have acceptance without belonging, because belonging is self-acceptance. I was like, interesting. And you're muted again, huh?
Right on the nail.
It never occurred to me.
That's right on the nail.
That, like, when I read it, I was like, it was like someone hit me over the head with a 2x4. I was like, wow, okay, I get it now. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Ron. I love you back.
Yes, I'm gonna get ready to go on my show. But
now, if you
Kelly,
leave out of the chat and go over to Trina's, I'm going to be some kind of mood. So
you can come on to. You're more than welcome to, Kelly. It's always open. But I know you're just joking. But anyways, Kelly, hold your head high, believe in you so others can believe in you. So you can go on your journey. And so that way you can find out what your purpose is. Keep looking. And it's okay, you know?
Yes. No, thank you, my friend. And send me an email and we will chat about what you were talking about. Okay.
Okay. And I have it now since you sent me the link. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you for having me. Everybody, thank you for listening to me. I hope everybody have a wonderful, blessed, and safe night. Good night.
Thank you, Miller. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Blessings. Bye. Well, that was very nice of Trina to drop by. So Trina's going to go live in a few minutes. And so I was only teasing when I said that, you know, I'm not going to, you know, I don't want you guys to leave. So if you want to go over and visit with Trina, absolutely no problem. I highly encourage it. Trina is a great girl. She's got a very, very kind heart. And I'm just going to throw a couple more cards here. And then if everyone, you know, whatever you want to do, you want to stay, you want to hang out, we can hang out for a little bit. But I won't hold you to it. I was only teasing. But I do want to say thank you to everybody for you know, showing Trina some love there. That's very kind of you. Hello, Lisa, Ron. Who else is in here? Joe G popped in. Who else is here that I didn't say hello to already? So many people are here, which is fantastic. Okay, let us throw another card. Let us throw another card. What do you think? Lisa, guess what? I made my own deck of oracle cards, my friend. I made my own deck of oracle cards. All right, and I was on Sun Psychic Dean's channel today, and I pulled a card for Scott. I thought that was just awesome. I was tickled pink over that. Oh, thanks, Joji. Very kind of you. All right. Well, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Congratulations to you, my friend, on reaching 1,000 subscribers on your new channel. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, so I pulled. This is from the relationship. I can't speak. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. The relationship section of my oracle deck. So this is for your relationship with yourself. Now, it's funny because this is just what Trina was talking about, what I was talking about, and what all the cards that we pulled prior to Trina popping on. Inner power, boundaries, purpose. Really, Mark? Pampering yourself. Sorry about that, friends. Many times we don't set boundaries and we don't protect ourselves. And it is very, very, very important. I struggled with that for so many years, not setting boundaries for myself, and, you know, allowed myself to get sort of run over and be used as a doormat. So I highly encourage you to, you know, really think about what standards you have for yourself and what expectations you have for yourself, right? And to put up whatever boundaries you feel necessary to protect yourself, but still allow yourself to continue to move forward and grow. I just wanted to say that. What else? Okay, so here's what's coming up. So Tuesday at 2:45 p.m. No, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I will be on Nancy Jean's Garden. Wednesday, for our Achieving Wellness, we are moving the time to 7 p.m. I will be issuing a challenge to the people in the chat and anyone else who wants to participate. I hope that you all do. I promise it'll be painless. And we're going to be talking about the same topic all month long. So I hope that you can join us for that. And then on Friday, we will be back here for Thanks Spirit for Friday with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. So lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Oh, that was my husband, Gypsy JJ. That's Kelmar that's in the chat there. That's Kelmar that's in the chat. So lots of good things going on. Lots of good things going on. Lots of good things going on. All right, let us pull a card. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Juno. Very kind of you. Some for sure funny. Mark can't wait for me to get off so we can start the washing machine because it's just on the other side of my door here. And it's really loud. So I said don't put it on until I get off of here. Actually, Gypsy JJ, my husband, my husband's brother passed away when he was 2. So yes, he does have a brother, but he's on the other side. I am a very fortunate lady. All right, let us pull a card from the Empath's Empowerment deck. I really, really enjoy this deck. It's great to work with. But this is by Dr. Orloff, Judith Orloff, and she also does the Power of Surrender cards. So we have opinions are the lowest form of knowledge. Opinions are the lowest form of knowledge. Do not be thrown off by others' opinions. Simply say, I appreciate your input, and do what intuitively feels right for you. Wow. So I just basically channeled everything that you guys were saying in the chat, as well as Trina, in a manner of speaking. Beautiful card, my friends. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. Okay, so this week, oh, thank you, Vivian. So tomorrow morning, when y'all get up, the tarot scopes will be up. I hope that y'all like them. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if they resonated with you. The pick-a piles will be done on Wednesday for our midweek, right? Exactly. I love that, Ange. What other people think of me is none of their business. I love it. It's cute. All right. So I have someone out the back that is shoveling something. And it sounds like they're going to... I have like in our backyard, it's a hill. So it goes up. We're at the bottom. It goes up. And in the wintertime, when all the trees, have lost all their leaves, it is so different than in the summertime. It's so quiet in the summer. And in the winter, it gets very loud. And it's funny because it sounds like they're like standing on my back deck. So it's interesting. Oh, cool, Ron. That's awesome. Sun Psychic Jean's going to come here on February 27th. All right, my friends, we have from the Moonology Oracle deck, step out of your comfort zone in the North Node. Step out of your comfort zone in the North Node. That's a tricky one for me, right? And again, when I say these things, I don't want anyone to think that, I'm trying to make this like a therapeutic all about Kelly. I'm using this as an example. I have no idea who experiences what I experience, right? I can only go by whatever someone has shared with me. Pretty much everything I do on a daily basis, and if I was to put it in a percentage, I would say about 60% of my day is testing my comfort zone. For example, the other day I woke up and I was feeling some sort of way. My anxiety had peaked its ugly head over some stuff that had been going on. It's been a pretty tough week here at the house. And I just wasn't able to cope. And I was sitting here in my chair and I was fine. And the next minute I know, I was like, well, here it comes. And I got dressed and I got in the car and I drove to the park and I just sat there. And within a half an hour, I was calming down and now I wanted to be at the park. And then I started to take some photographs and then I drove around to another place and I drove around to another place and I took some more photographs. And before I knew it, it was 6 o'clock at night and I didn't want to come home. I was like, I just want to hang out. And I stayed out in the car probably till 8 o'clock at night. And the point of me sharing that story is that something that started off really, really not great was, it ended up being wonderful. And I celebrated the bejeepers out of it, because that's the first time that I've done that since New Year's Eve. That's the first time in 2022, my friends, that I have left my home. So that was huge, regardless of the reason why I left, right? And so the only way that I can step out of my comfort zone is to celebrate the bejeebers out of it. And I say that here on this channel all the time, right? If you have any achievement, I don't care how big or how small it is, a great way to boost your confidence, to increase your inner power and your sense of purpose within yourself, all of those self-love factors. Celebrate any small achievement, anything. I don't care what it is, celebrate it. And why the heck not? Because we don't do that for ourselves often enough. And that's really all I wanted to add with that. Thank you, Sempress. Yeah, I don't do it often enough, and I need to get back to it. And we'll just say that. But like, we got Mark's father was put back in the hospital again with pneumonia. He has been diagnosed with cancer, and he's not receiving any treatment because of the last time he was hospitalized, and then he was put back in the hospital again. Mark is still having issues after his dental surgery. Both of our cars had issues. Our plumbing in the house had issues. My pinched nerve in my shoulder, that going down to my hand, and like I still can't feel this finger at all. And I can't feel this finger at all. This finger is right here, and this finger is just on the tip. I can't feel it. So it's been a lot, it's been a tough week. Not any tougher than anybody else's, I'm sure. I'm just saying, like, it was a tough week, and I hit my limit, right? Absolutely. And I mean, we have to, right? We have, when I was first diagnosed with anxiety, I would have 6 to 8 panic attacks a day. I did not know what the heck I was doing or how I was going to make it. There were days when I would sit there, 3, 4, 5 days at a time, and I literally wouldn't move because I was scared. Not because I didn't want to move, but because I was literally frightened of being in my own home by myself. I was afraid of the shower. I was afraid of the toilet. I was afraid of going in the car. I mean, I was afraid of everything. I used to sleep on the floor of my spare room, which was like my office. And I wouldn't move from there. Or I'd sit in the living room and I wouldn't move from there. Because I was so scared, because these panic attacks would just come up and like smack me upside the back of the head. And like for the next 6 days, I'd be like, curled up in the fetal position, not understanding what the heck just happened to me. And there's no warning sign that they're coming. And I was scared. Plain simple, I was scared. So I built this little safety bubble around myself. And so once I started to understand what was happening to me and, started to see a therapist and, the doctor and all the rest of it, I tried to distract myself to the best of my ability. And when I got past the distraction stage, because that only can last for so long, and I sort of equate it to, when you have a cold, a really bad cold or a flu, and it's like 6-7 days, and you're like, oh my God, can I, like, just what? You know what I mean? Like it sort of like starts to get on your nerves. You just want to like get out of the house. You just want to like not feel like crap anymore. I was kind of at that stage. And I like the living room chair, and I literally have a stool in front of my chair, and I just got fed up one day and I just pushed the stool out. And I'm like, get up, like do something. I can't do this anymore like this. I just can't. And so I got up, and that became my mantra, so to speak, to push the stool out. And I would not set all kinds of goals and intentions for myself, because I would be setting myself up to fail. I would be panicked before I even looked, just by looking at the list, I'd be in a panic. So anything I did, if I got up and went to the kitchen and made myself a cup of tea, I'd come back like, that's right, you rock. Like whatever. So I celebrated it, because any achievement at that point was massive. And so, every day I decided I need to push the stool out. Every single day I need to push the stool out. Bye, Joji. Hope you have a great night. Thank you for popping in, hun. Appreciate it. Sleep well. And so that's where the celebration thing comes from, is from that moment in time. So push the stool out, right? So get off your butt, try to motivate yourself, which I have great difficulty doing because I am a lion by nature. I like to be a lazy lion. And when you do something, no matter how big, no matter how small, celebrate it, because you deserve it. You deserve to feel that kind of appreciation for yourself, and that's the important bit, right? When you say push things out of your mind, Anna, do you mean push them out of your mind in terms of like push them out of your mind because I don't want to deal with it? Is that what you mean? Or just like as soon as the thought comes in, you process it and then you push it right back out again? I don't know that I do this as much as I once did, but when at the height of my anxiety, I couldn't deal with anything. Anxiety, if you have diagnosed anxiety, I can't speak to other mental health disorders, but anxiety as well as depression will affect your ability to focus and to concentrate. And it's like, we've all been in this spot where you've read like the same sentence in a book like 4 times and you're just like, I don't even know what I'm reading. Like, I literally don't understand I can't comprehend what I'm doing here. And it got really, really difficult for me to be able to pay the bills or whatever the case may be. So I just didn't do that anymore. I had to pass all that over to Mark because I couldn't keep those thoughts in my head. They were just like in one ear and out the other. It was because it would stress me out so much, right? So much. It was so heavy, and I was determined to figure it out, and I would frustrate myself beyond words, really, because I couldn't find the clarity that I needed to be able to get through the problem, if that makes sense. When hearts I push to the point of forgetting if it even happened. Yeah. It's that whole term, burying your head in the sand. Someone once said to me that that's what I was doing, was burying my head in the sand. And I don't know about you guys, but that was less than helpful, right? When you're in a situation and someone decides to share with you and be really brutally honest, I don't care how it's packaged. It could come with the biggest red bow on it and all kinds of frilly fanfare. But if it's not packaged in the right way and you're not ready to receive it in the way that it was intended, it's going to come out all kinds of wrong. And so my point in saying that is, I had someone say to me, well, you're just burying your head in the sand, Kelly. You got to basically get your head out of your butt. I wasn't ready to hear that, because what I was doing and how I was feeling were worlds apart. What I was doing was burying my head in the sand, but what I thought I was doing was killing myself trying. And so when I would hear those kind of comments, I totally received them in a negative way and put my wall up even further. And so I started to push things out of my mind, because if I didn't hear it, then I didn't have to deal with it. And if I didn't try to deal with it, then I wouldn't be frustrated, and I wouldn't blame myself, and I wouldn't beat myself up. And then I wouldn't have to be criticized because I didn't do it right. Right. So when I heard that kind of stuff, I just like, fine, I can't do it. You do it. Which was totally wrong, but it was my coping mechanism at the time. Right. So the only thing that I would say to you, Anna, is if that's what you're doing, perhaps maybe you need to, sort of, maybe write it out on a sheet of paper, or just, make sort of like a mental list and figure out, like, sort of like what kind of day were you having if you recall, when you push that out of your mind, right? Or what was going on that when you push that out of your mind. And you might find a pattern there. Maybe you push things out when you're feeling overly stressed. Or maybe there's a pattern with the kinds of things that you're pushing out of your mind. That might be it. Or maybe you're just, maybe you've just taken on too much and you're just literally fed up, right? I mean, I think that we can all relate to that at one point or another over the last couple of years, right? Of just being fed up, like I can't take anymore, right? Because there's so much, like Suzanne's saying, like there's so much negativity, there's so much criticism, so much judgment. Like it's coming at us from everywhere. I don't know that that's a great suggestion, but that would be the thing that I would say, is that if you care to figure out, or maybe you could figure it out, which would, might be helpful, is to try to think back to the moment when you recall, if you recall, I pushed that out. How was I feeling, or what was going on that day? And it might help you to sort of figure out, how you can maybe change that for yourself. Yeah, I agree. Nobody really, I mean, you know what? It's a thing, labels and titles and all that stuff come from a time period that we're not in anymore. You know what, Suzanne? That whole hearing and listening thing is something that is very, very interesting. And it's, when you mention the difference between hearing and listening, people are like, oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think half of the people that say that actually understand what the difference between hearing and listening is. Hearing and listening is very difficult. It's a very difficult, slippery kind of road to navigate, depending on which position you happen to be in. If you are the receiver of the information or the giver of the information, right? It is a very difficult thing to explain to other people if they've never been in that particular position before, where they've had to like decipher a message, whether they're giving it or receiving it, right? Hi, MK Karen. How you doing, love? Well, we have missed you. Thank you so much for popping in. We appreciate it. Yes, absolutely misunderstand the situation as well. I mean, because if we're having a conversation, so Suzanne and I are having a conversation, and I say you're not listening to me. Well, that's like wholly negative red flag, right? Already, I've placed judgment on her. I've said she's not listening to me. And what's going to happen when I say that? Chances are she's going to stop listening. If there was any fear in my mind or thought in my mind that she wasn't listening before, she's probably not listening now for sure, because I've just, basically criticized her and told her that she's not paying attention. So that's not going to work, right? And you also have to be very cautious of who it is that you are trying to impart whatever you're imparting on. In terms of you don't know what's going on in that person's mind. You don't know the stresses that they're dealing with. And I mean, it's not like I walk around with a neon sign on my head that says, "Hi, I have anxiety panic disorder, and when I'm in a bad way, I can't concentrate or focus." So you may have to repeat yourself 10 times over the next 3 weeks before I actually am ready to hear what you're saying, because my wheels are turning. I mean, right? You don't know. Maybe the person just had a death in their family and they're walking around with a big old smile on their face because they don't know what else to do, because they don't know how to cope with their emotions. There's all kinds of things that can be going on in someone else's mind when you are the giver of the information. And if you're the receiver of the information, well, my goodness, right? Oh, you meant that we need to listen to the person who is speaking and sharing with us, right? Right. I was getting to the receiver part, or the giver, the receiver part. If you're the receiver of the information, and I'm sure that I've said this on this channel like 10 times, if not more. So many times my sister would get on the phone with me, trying to be supportive and say to me, you need to try this, and why don't you try that? And like, I heard this quote today, or whatever the case, like whatever. It could have been anything. I made chicken last night. And I'd be like, yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Yep. And all of a sudden, 6 weeks, 6 months. Hi, sweetheart. Do you want to say hi to everybody? You coming to say hello? Come on. You can do it. Come. Sorry, Charlotte wants to say hello. Come on. They don't like the new office chair because they can't sit in my lap, so they don't like it. So my sister would call me and she would say these things, and like 3 weeks later, I would phone her up and I'd be like, "Oh my God, you're never going to believe what I just heard." The cat is climbing up the back of my new chair. Come here. Oh my goodness. Say hello, everybody. Mwah. It's Princess Charlotte. You can't go on the table, honey. You can't. And you don't want to go over there because there's a candle. Want to say hello to everybody? You want to go on the table? She's like, "Hello, I would like to be on the table." So my sister would call me. She would tell me these things. And like 2-3 weeks later, I would phone my sister and I would say, "Oh, I just found this out." And I would basically tell her the exact same thing that she'd been trying to tell me for the last 3 weeks. And she said to me one day, like, "You are so frustrating. Like, I told you that." And so many times, friends, I tried to explain to her that it doesn't, like, my mind wasn't working when you were imparting whatever the wisdom was on me. I wasn't ready to listen to you. I heard what you said, but I couldn't register it. I couldn't filter it. I couldn't make sense of it. I didn't know where to put it. I didn't know where to store it. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with it. So I just let it fly right out the other side of me. Exactly, Suzanne, exactly my point. Like, sometimes we're just not ready to hear it. Whether we're not in a position to understand it, whether we're not in a position to emotionally figure it out, or if we're not ready to be able to accept that this is something that we need to work on. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but self-care and self-love and this daily routine of all these things that I have to do to keep myself, functioning at the level that I'm at, like, it's hard work. And in addition to everything else that we have to do, it's a lot of work. And it's a challenge. It's hard. And so if I have the opportunity to sit down And sorry, I'm just laughing at the cat. If I have the opportunity to sit down after a hard day's work, I'm going to sit down on my butt. I don't want to then have to come back here and write in a journal and meditate and do all this other kind of stuff, or stay in the kitchen and cook meals for the whole week, or do the laundry, or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of work, right? And so I totally understand how as human beings we don't think of ourselves. We don't think of self-care like you take the car for the tune-up. To us, it's always the thing that we can put last on the list. And I'll be honest, I never appreciated self-care before. I did it when I could. It wasn't a regular everyday thing. And and there are days when I slip now. But when I do it, I two things have happened. When I do it, I recognize what it's done for me. I recognize the difference in myself, hour by hour, day by day, whatever the case may be. And I celebrate the bejeebers out of it. And the celebration of it is the thing that wants me to continue to keep doing it. It's funny how it works like that, but that's really how it goes for me anyways. It's the celebration of it that keeps me coming back, right? You guys know how I love doing my mirror work, right? And I have a mirror right by the front door. And I walk by the mirror and I'm just like, you got this. And I give myself a little wink. I started doing that years ago. When I would leave the house, I would come down the stairs and we had a mirror by the front door, and I would give myself a wink and be like, you got this. Because driving the car was very difficult for me. I mean, sometimes, I'm sure I've said this before on the channel, sometimes it would take me 2-3 hours to go a 30-minute drive to work. So I would have to, that would just my little sort of, prepping myself up, pumping myself up before I left the house, just to help me make it through the drive to work. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? It's like being on a diet, and you got a big old chocolate cake in front of you or something. Listen, it's okay to miss a day. It's okay to take a slice of the chocolate cake. It's not okay to stick the whole chocolate cake down your throat and, just be like, the hell with it. I think that's really what my point was. It's the concept of to hell with it, because that's really what I did. I basically said, I don't even care anymore. And that's when I knew I was in trouble, when I didn't care. So it's okay to miss a night of your self-care routine. And my point was, it's difficult. It's hard work, but the hard work is worth it when you can walk by yourself in the mirror and give yourself a wink, when you can smile, when you know that you've had a good day, when you can sit down at the end of the day and just feel good about who you are and what you did, right? And I haven't felt that in a very long time. So now that I'm feeling that way again, I'm going to do everything I can to hold on to that feeling, because it is a heck of a lot better than the feeling that I've been feeling for the last, 8.5 years. So yeah, absolutely, Suzanne. We definitely need to love ourselves and to not punish ourselves. And, I want to remind everyone, I mean, not that we don't know this, we all know this, but we need to remind ourselves that the love that we have for ourselves, that we often forget, and we allow that negative, that learned behavior of that negative critical voice that's in our head to shout out and say, hey, look, you can't do that. What are you doing? Stop it. You're not good enough to do that. You're not smart enough to do that. You're not pretty enough to wear that outfit. Right? So you have to be conscious when that negative voice starts pushing back and telling you, what are you doing? You're not smart enough to do this. You're not good enough. You have to say, I'm sorry, that's wrong. I am good enough. You go away. I'm not listening to you. You have to make a conscious choice and a consistent effort to tell that negative voice to go away. You're not speaking the truth. I'm not listening to you. I refuse. I'm not listening to you. And like, not to make it sound complicated, because it's not, although it is a lot of work. You have to make a conscious choice and a consistent effort, and you literally have to retrain yourself to think in a positive way. And the only thing I'll say to that is this: that critical voice in the back of your head is nothing that you did to yourself, friends. It's nothing that you did to yourself. This is something that was done to you when you were a kid. This is something that was done to you from your parents. Not that it's not a blame thing. This is something that was done to you by teachers. This is something that was done to you by camp counselors, by your friends in the playground, friends in school, your environment. That, my friends, is how that was done to you. That voice never goes away. It will not shut off. It's like a tape machine that just keeps, on repeat. It's not going to go away until you tell it to be quiet. Let's stop. And how do we do that? MK Kieran, this is for you, and thank you for that message. This is how you do that. And I don't want to get like crazy here, but I happen to have it right beside me. So your mirror becomes your new best friend. And you stick that mirror in front of you, and you have a conversation with your mirror as if you're talking to your best friend. And if you can't do that, then turn it around and you be the person that's talking to your best friend in the mirror instead of you. And you say this: how are you doing today? Wow, you look tired. Are you okay? You know what you need? You need some love. You need a hot bubble bath. You need some rest. You need a day of pampering. That's what you need. You need a day of pampering, girl. Come on. It's all good. Every single one of these wrinkles you have earned. Every single one of these you've earned. It doesn't really matter what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside that matters. And God, you are a good person. You have such a kind heart. You keep doing what you're doing, because people are listening and they love you. You're making a difference. Love you. That's kind of what you do to help yourself counteract that negative voice. Like that kind of a thing, right? Faye, that is fantastic. I am so proud of you. Okay, so if you're going to do mirror work, right, and you have a problem looking at your whole self, don't intimidate yourself with a whole mirror. Start with a small mirror, just like the size of a compact, just like, like a little round circle kind of mirror. Don't stand there in a full-length mirror if it's going to overwhelm you. Maybe just a hand mirror. Maybe just the rear view mirror of the car. Because, my friends, all that matters when you're doing mirror work The only thing that you really need to see are these. Your eyes. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at you. You're looking beyond your eyes, your soul, your insides. That's what you're trying to reach. So that's really all you need to see, right? This isn't about what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. And I realize what everyone's saying. It is difficult, especially if you have other issues on top of that, or that are a part of that, right? So maybe the rear view mirror in the car, or like one of those little handheld mirrors, you can get them at the dollar store, or compact, and start there instead of like a big mirror in the bathroom, or like a full length mirror like this, because it can be a little bit overwhelming, and then you've sort of defeated the purpose of even trying the exercise in the first place, right? Yeah, just your face. That's good, Faye. There you go, Empress. Like, as I'm an old fart, I wouldn't have even thought of that. That's a great idea. Thank you. That's a great suggestion, my friend. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like that's what you're trying to do, is just look in your eyes. That's why I suggested like the rear view mirror, the compact mirror. They have them at the dollar store. They're just like little round circle mirrors that like kids put them on their bicycles or whatever. But the concept is that you can't lie to yourself, and you're looking at your soul through your eyes, and that's the idea of it, right? Of doing the mirror work. It's a great way to like reach your insides without reaching your insides, right? But everybody's different, right? So if you can't do mirror work, there's lots of other ways that you can cure yourself. There's lots of other ways that you can encourage your and up your self-love, or shut the negative voice off in your head, right? I mean, there's lots of other ways. Positive affirmations all over the place. Okay, you don't want to do positive affirmations, you don't want to do mirror work, or you can't do mirror work, then perhaps you could try setting intentions, right? To work yourself up to being able to look into the mirror, or whatever the case may be. Write a love letter to yourself every day. Start a gratitude journal, right? All the things that you're grateful for, to increase your level of positivity and your level of joy, because that's sort of like a backward door, or the back door to all the things that you have done, right? All the things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for the clothes on my back. I'm grateful for my fur babies. Well, you had to go to work, you had to do this, you had to do that. Exactly. Louise Hay teaches mirror work. Yeah. She's the person that coined the term mirror technique. So there's all kinds of other ways, and of course, look, for me specifically, visualizing comes easy to me. And I know it doesn't come easy to other people, but I can visualize that, whereas other people can't. So write it down. Yes, there's lots of techniques out there, and I'm not saying don't follow the techniques if someone has told you to follow them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can adapt things, right? You can adapt things to make them try to work for you a little bit better. There is no set. If it's going to work, it's going to work. Okay. So like in Ron's case, when Ron carries that, has the picture of his younger self, and kisses it and says that he loves him. Why can't you have a picture of yourself, maybe a little bit older, and do the same thing? Why does it have to be an 8-year-old? Why couldn't it be like your 25-year-old self, or your 50-year-old self? Why couldn't you do that? It's the purpose and the intention is what's important, right? Yes, that's true, Empress. Yeah. And I agree, Suzanne, that's kind of where I was going with that, right? Like sometimes, here's the thing. We oftentimes try to take a circle and or a square and fit it inside of a circle, right? Because someone said that that's what we were supposed to do. And when you are stressed, when you are upset, when you have anxiety, whatever, you can't think outside the box, right? You have no like, oh, wait a minute, let me go away and think about how I'm going to do this, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to try again. Like, you don't have time for that, right? Someone said, pull these 3 cards, think about them, and everything's going to change. Okay, here's my 3 cards. That's all I've got time for. And now you're telling me I got to do something different. Do you understand what I mean? So try to adapt it if you have the ability to do so. If it doesn't, there's many other techniques that can work for you, right? Like Suzanne's saying, write a letter to yourself. Do you want to know something that really, really helps you to remember who you are? And in terms of being proud of yourself and like, I can do anything I put my mind to kind of idea. Friends, redo your resume. Redo your resume. Sit at the computer or get out a piece of paper and write down all of the things that you used to do. All your accomplishments, certificates, your schooling. I raised 17 kids, whatever the case may be. Just remind yourself of who you are, what you've done, and all of the great things that you've accomplished. Works. Truly it does. Hi, Andrea. How you doing, love? That's interesting, Sempress. See, but that's the point, though, Cartomancy, right? Is that you don't have that much paper. The fact that you say that I don't have that much paper tells you that you are a phenomenal being and that you deserve to live a phenomenal life. So don't hold yourself back, right? Because you already know how many awesome things that you've done, right? Because I'm sure some people don't think that they could even fill out half a sheet of paper in comparison to that answer, right? Sempress, that's interesting what you just said there. Just be aware that you also know how to BS yourself. I don't really BS myself. And when I say that, I am a human being, and I will change the story to suit my own needs. Absolutely. But if I'm writing it down in my journal or I'm looking myself in the eye in the mirror, you cannot lie to your own self. You can't. I can't look myself square in the eyes and BS myself. I can't do it. I can't do that. I cannot lie to myself. I've never actually been able to. Not that I go around lying to myself often, but it's just when I started doing it, it just worked for me. And I know it doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for me. And I'm a total 100% believer in it. And when I was doing it, I didn't even know mirror work was an actual technique or something that was taught or used or whatever. That's what I did. And it literally came from desperation, right? I was standing in the bathroom at the mall. I'd had a panic attack or felt like I was going to have a panic attack. And it just kind of came on. And I stood in front of the mirror and said, like, what is going on? Like, what is wrong with you? And I was crying and I was shaking and I was shivering and I felt like I was going to pass out. And I was just like, what? And I got up so close to myself in that mirror, like this. And I just stared at myself, No, this is not a proven technique, but this is what I did in full disclosure. I just stared at myself for probably 2 or 3 minutes, but it felt like about an hour. My tears are coming down my face and I'm shaking like a leaf, as I said. And I just said, like, I can't do this anymore. And in that moment, there was no thought behind my words that I am aware of. I just said it. I said, you need to fuck off. Because there is not enough room here for the both of us. I am in control of what I'm doing, not you. You piss off. You go away. I don't want you here anymore. And I was talking to whatever it was that was like taking over me, right? Or controlling me at that moment. You go away, which is the exact same as what I'm saying for the critical voice, right? That's basically who I was telling. I was telling the fear to get lost. There isn't enough room in this head for the both of us. And I'm staying, so you need to go. So maybe that's why, when I say it, I say it in a way that sounds like I'm mirror work is like the only thing that works, if you know what I mean. I'm surprised. I would never, I mean, the way that you participate in the chat and the things that you say, I would never think that anybody would ever think that you were especially that. I would only ever think that anyone would say how helpful you are. I mean, you always have something loving to say. So that surprises me. But you did say something interesting there that I picked up on. So you said for being a bit cold and not super loving, but I just reserve the energy for people willing to grow and learn with me. So are the people that are calling you cold and not super loving, are those people that you feel like you're not compatible with in terms of like where you are versus where they are, or the things that you've done for yourself, like in terms of self-care? Is that what you mean? It's Empress, that's interesting that you wrote that. Prior to my anxiety, and that this is a big part of my healing journey, is to navigate the slippery slope of accepting all of me, right? Who I was, who I am now, and stop comparing the two, right? I want to be able to articulate this in a way that makes sense without making it sound like overly dramatic. But it is something that I have struggled with for a very long time. So I'm not trying to minimize it, but I'm also not trying to make it sound like, oh my God, like, the world's coming to a stop. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Who I was prior to my anxiety and who I became with my anxiety are two completely different people in my mind. And it was my mission to understand how to sort of, join those two people back together again, if that makes sense. In my mind, I was the person that everyone came to. I was the fixer. I never freaked out. I never got upset. I was calm. I was cool. I handled everything, to a person who is afraid of their own shadow and can't leave their own house. That was very difficult for me to understand how I was supposed to still be me, but yet I was not like myself at all. And I had a lot of trouble trying to sort that out, if that makes sense. So I feel, and I don't know that this is an accurate statement, but in my mind it's an accurate statement. I feel like I tried every single thing that I could to be accepting of this new person that had arrived and not long for the person that once was. And that was really difficult. I don't know that I did, but I feel like I did. And somewhere along the lines, obviously it wasn't working as intended, because all I did was beat myself up for not being strong enough like I used to be. And I went into this total blame mode / victim mode, but like I was victimizing myself. Not feeling like I was a victim, but victimizing myself, if that makes any sense at all, which it kind of doesn't even to me, but I know what I mean. So there's no easy answer for that whole thing, but the point that I'm trying to make is that the whole concept of loving yourself and accepting yourself, no matter what stage you're at, no matter what position you're at in life, because let's face it, we all have ups, we all have downs, right? Some of us started up here and ended up down here. Some of us started down here and ended up here, and then we fell back or whatever. It's a slippery slope, and it's tricky, and it's like heavy, you know, it's like weighty, and it, I mean, I just spun my tail around in circles, like constantly trying to figure out like what the hell went wrong. When is it going to fix itself? Like how do I do this? No one ever told me about self-care. No one ever told me about centering myself, grounding myself, aligning my chakras, meditating, you know, centering myself, finding my balance. Like no one told me any of that stuff. No one told me about mirror work. No one told me about, I mean, I didn't get any of those tips from any of the therapists, any of the psychiatrists. The closest thing I got to any of it was to write a letter to my mother. It was the closest thing that I ever got. So anything that I did was through pure, like, you know, doing my research and on my own and determination. I'm not like I deserve an award for that, just making a true statement. And I'll tell you, the minute that it started to turn around for me was that day in the mirror, which is why I'm such a firm believer in it, from my own personal self. Because I heard it, you know, like when I said it, I snapped back and I was like, whoa, okay. And it wasn't until this summer, really, which is, you know, embarrassing, 9 3/4 years later, that I finally had a light bulb moment and went, oh my God, I've done this to myself. Make me cry. You know, I've done this to myself. I am the person that has done this. I've created this safety bubble around me to protect myself. And actually what I've done is I have immensely hurt myself. I have sabotaged every relationship that I have ever had with my friends and even some of my own family because I'm scared. I don't leave my house, and it's not because of the pandemic. I don't leave my house. I don't go into public because I'm scared. I have allowed this fear and the phobias and all of the, negativity to run my life. And the minute that I realized that I was the one that was responsible for allowing it to continue was a huge moment when I realized that I was the only one that had the power to change it. It was a tough moment, and it continues to be a challenge every day, but every day gets a little bit easier. And I don't have all the answers. I don't know that anyone does, but all I can say is, every single one of us is worth the fight, right? Worth the motivation and the determination to be our very best selves, because we each deserve to live our very best life. And I know that sounds trite, but I don't mean it in any kind of light way. I mean it only from the most loving place. I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy, and I know that I haven't had it half as bad as many people have. So whatever you can do, however which way you can figure out a way to love yourself, you deserve that. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to heal yourself so that you can enjoy your life. You can feel some peace and some hope and some happiness in your heart. I mean, you deserve it, right? You don't deserve to live with the proverbial cloud hanging over your head, living in fear. No matter what your fear stems from, you don't deserve that. You definitely don't deserve that. And so all of these tips and these tools that they put out there and all these wonderful things that, are at our fingertips now with this wonderful, with all this technology that we have. I mean, it's helping people, and, that's what's so fantastic about this format, where we can share these pieces of information with each other and lift each other up and empower each other and make suggestions, and it's a beautiful thing. Good night, Suzanne, my love. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, absolutely, my friend. Stand in your light and let it shine. Stand your ground and don't back down. Many blessings to you, Suzanne. Hi, Butterfly Kisses Healing. How you doing, love? Hi, Marie. How you doing? I don't know how I missed you popping in, but I'm glad to see you, my friend. Yep, I hear that. I think a lot of people suffer from that, and I think especially females do. In terms of, because we typically most females wear so many different hats, right? Oh, okay. Well, then I don't feel bad for not missing you then. Bye, Ron. Have a good night, my love. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the whole point, to that story is, whatever you can do to increase your self-love, I would approach it from a standpoint, and I do approach it from a standpoint of now. I deserve it. I deserve to be loved. That is not at all how I did it before, but that's how I do it now. I've changed my mindset, which is a beautiful thing. Before it was, I'm doing it because this is what someone told me I was supposed to do, but I didn't understand it and it wasn't working. So just to go back for a hot second to the point about the self-love and how do you do it if you can't do a mirror technique, for example, there are many things that you can do to help yourself, to encourage yourself, to lift yourself up, to empower yourself. You just got to find the thing that works for you, right? Oracle cards are great, or like these like gratitude cards where you just pull a card a day out, right? Stick it on the bathroom mirror. Positive affirmations, just words. Like I love the word believe. Many of you know that I have the word believe all over my house because it makes me feel good. Now that might not be like a technique in someone official's eyes, but to me, it makes me think every time I say it. So for me, it works. If that makes sense. Yeah, you definitely have to face your issues, because if you don't, then the problem is that the issue just gets bigger because you haven't faced it yet, right? Absolutely. All right, my friends, I think I'm going to call it a night. I had no intention of being here for 2.5 hours, and we are sitting at 2 hours and 31 minutes. So why don't we pull a couple more cards because some new people have popped in, and not new people, but people that have just arrived. And we'll get our postcards from Spirit out. And we'll see what's going on. All right, what do we want to start with? Whoops. I actually ate this evening before I came on. Woohoo! That doesn't happen very often. But yes, we had some pasta. It was good. Mark now has lunch for tomorrow. Yay! All right, so I don't know what the thumbs up count are, but please make sure you give me a thumbs up. Well, that sounds rotten, but I would appreciate thumbs up. How's that? From the Sacred Forest Oracle, we have Pure Spirit, Purification. It's a lovely, lovely image on that card. I love that. I do. I just love it. Beautiful card. Yes, thank you, Sempress. I don't do that often enough, as many of you know. I don't eat before I come on here, and I have no idea why. I just don't. But I did that tonight. So I love how she's got like that, like the light in her fingertips, and then she's holding on to the greenery that's sort of keeping her grounded as she's floating. It's just it's a lovely, like thought-provoking image, I feel. Very pretty. Yeah, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, all the good stuff that I'm supposed to say, bell notification, etc., etc. I appreciate the support. I love each and every one of you for it. Just to recap, so Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be on with Nancy Jean on Nancy Jean's Garden. And Wednesday, I will be back here. We will be here at 7 p.m. Eastern rather than 6 for our wellness chat. And on Friday, I will be here at 3 p.m. with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected for our Thank Spirit is Friday. Whoops. That was so close, friends. And the tarot scopes will be up tomorrow morning for you all. No better card, my friends. Let yourself receive support. Let yourself receive support. It's often easier for empaths to give than to receive. Allow others to support you. Experience the pleasure of their caring energy. Interesting card. Oh, you're welcome, Gypsy. I'm glad that you like them, love. We have the color black. Find richness from the dark night. Interesting. Find richness from the dark night. And so that is the trees, right? And that reminded me of this card here that was also the trees. We had a card earlier tonight about success. What was that card? Yeah, surrendering to your success. That was, you know, also in the trees. The ability of nature to you know, sort of make you sort of just breathe a little easier, to sort of, you know, release the burdens and the stresses that you may be carrying. Just, you know, sort of brighten your mood, lift your mood. When you start to look around and see the colors and smell the different scents that you can smell, you know, when you're in like a forest or you know, at a beach, or, you know, in a garden. You know, the smells, the colors, the fragrances. It's just, nature has such a calming, beautiful, you know, way of sort of wrapping its arms around us and giving us a giant hug when we need it. I can't wait for tomorrow when it's going to be a little bit more milder out here. You know, like not in the double digits freezing, or minus freezing, like last night at minus 27. I can't wait. I'm going to go for a walk Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because it's supposed to be like -6 tomorrow, and then like -3, and then like 2 on Wednesday, which is crazy. So I can't wait for that. We have Stephanotis. Cooperation. Take the hand offered or ask. Let yourself receive support and take the hand offered or ask. Interesting card, my friends. All right. Postcard from Spirit. What are we feeling? Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it, my friends. Postcard from Spirit. Cards are stuck to the table. Awesome. I love that. Empress, that was sweet. Opening the spiritual mailbox. I love it. All right. Dearest you, all your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you. From the unseen realms, be grateful. Praise things before they manifest. And always ask for the higher good, for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith in a higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty, so you will be ready to be filled with inspired emphasis, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes you will pray for, sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want you to know that your highest good is our priority. All is well. Beautiful card, my friends. Your prayers are being answered. I love it. Postcard from Spirit never disappoints us. Never disappoints us. All right, my friends, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm a tired little camper tonight. It's been a very long day for the Calster. I hope that you all have a great night's sleep. I hope that you sleep well, have pleasant dreams. Oh, I do have one more card for you. I do. As soon as I find it. I do have another card for you. These cards are called the Sleep Tight cards. Shall we give them a shot? So these are to help you sleep. So this is what it says. By practicing these simple self-soothing techniques, you will learn to feel calmer about yourself and your life. Going to bed won't be stressful, but peaceful instead. Little rhyme there for you. I figure since most of us will be heading to bed at some point, we can all use one of these cards. Let's give it a shot and see what we get, shall we? In full disclosure, I ordered a completely different deck of cards. This deck was the one that I got. I paid like 20 some odd dollars for these. And they gave me a totally hard time about giving them back, like returning them. And I was just like, you know what? It's just too much of a hassle. I'll keep the darn thing. So I have had them here for weeks, and I kind of forgot about them. And then I just sort of located them, and I was like, maybe I should open these up and use them, since I paid for them. Oh, nice, Gypsy JJ. Thank you so much. Communication, the sharing of insight and ideas are embodied through the art of communication. I love that. That's Quincy, I think. Yeah, that's Quincy. It's hard to tell them apart, honestly. If you see the, one side of Charlotte, she looks pretty much all dark, and then the other side of her, not so much. All right. So this is the card that we've got, A Meaningful Life. It says, lie down comfortably. and close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Your breathing is your lifeline, keeping you alive and connected to everyone else, breathing just like you do. All life is valuable and meaningful, and with every breath, you are one with all that is living. It is easier to relax knowing that you are a part of something much bigger than yourself. I am life together. We are alive. Interesting. Hello, my friend. How are you? We're just actually closing up for the night. But we appreciate you joining us. Sorry about that. We've been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. But you are welcome to join us again whenever we are on next. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, my friends. I will leave it there for the evening. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and joining me tonight. Thank you for sharing with each other in the chat, participating in the chat. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, and thumbs up, and all that good stuff, all the stuff that you do to support me in this channel. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful evening, a fantastic sleep, sweet dreams, of course. And until we see each other again, blessings. Bye for now.